Abhigyanam Sakuntalam is a play written by maestro of Sanskrit Kalidas. It is one of the most magnificent classical tales to be ever told in India. The age when gods still roamed the earth and sages kindled wisdom like sacred flames, there lived a maiden of rarest grace, born of heaven yet cradled by the forest. She was Shakuntala, the daughter of the celestial nymph Menka, and the mighty sage Vishwamitra, abandoned at birth and tenderly raised by the venerable hermit Kamba in the hermitage at the foot of Whispering Mountains. There, amidst groves of sandalwood and the music of singing birds, Shakuntala blossomed like a lotus touched by the morning sun. Her beauty was such that even the bees would pause mid-flight, dazed by her radiance. Her spirit was gentle, her soul a mirror of the serene nature around her. One day, fate, with its quiet, inexorable steps, brought to her the mighty king Dushyanta, sovereign of Hastinapur, who was on a hunting expedition. Chasing a wounded deer into the depths of the forest, the king stumbled upon Kamba's hermitage, a heaven where violence had no dominion, and the very air hummed with sanctity. There, amidst the sacred trees, Dushyanta first beheld Shakuntala, standing like a dream at the threshold of maidenhood. Their eyes met, and in that glance, love blossomed, sudden and fierce, as if it had awaited only that instant to be born. Shakuntala, shy and trembling, tried to retreat, but love had already sown its seeds deep within her heart. The king, struck by her innocence and grace, approached her with words as sweet as the breeze that stirred the jasmine vines. Their souls spoke in silence, and their hearts bound themselves in an invisible garland of longing and devotion. In that sacred grove, beneath the approving gaze of nature, Dushyanta and Shakuntala were joined in a Gandharv marriage, a union of love alone, sanctified by mutual consent and the witness of the heavens. Before departing to fulfill his kingly duties, Dushyanta gave Shakuntala a signet ring, studded with a gleaming gem, promising to send for her and crown her queen of Hastinapur. With tearful eyes and a heart brimming with dreams, Shakuntala watched him vanish into the distant mist. But fate, ever the silent weaver of sorrows, had other designs. In the days that followed, as Shakuntala pined for her beloved, she once, lost in dreams of Dushyanta, failed to greet the powerful sage Durvasa who visited the hermitage. Known for his swift temper, Durvasa, feeling slighted, cursed her in a thunderous voice, "The one you dream of shall forget you, as the moon forgets the face of the night." The curse, like a dark cloud, settled upon Shakuntala's life. Yet the sage, softened by the pleas of her companions, relented slightly. If she could show a token of love, a keepsake, the memory of her would be restored. Unaware of the full weight of the curse, Shakuntala set out for Dushyanta's palace, heart trembling with anticipation. As her palanquin crossed a river, the signet ring, her talisman of hope, slipped from her slender finger and was swallowed by the river's depths. When she arrived at the royal court, radiant with expectation, Dushyanta looked upon her and, to her horror, knew her not. His eyes, once filled with love, were now veiled in indifference. Stricken and bewildered, Shakuntala spoke of their marriage, of his promises, but her words were like petals thrown against a stone. Courtly decorum prevented him from openly accusing her, but suspicion gnawed at his heart. Without the ring, without proof, Shakuntala's pleadings sounded like the dreams of a deluded mind. Crushed by sorrow, her hopes in tatters, Shakuntala turned away from the palace of her dreams. As she journeyed back, the earth itself, moved by her suffering, opened to receive her. A nymph's chariot descended from the heavens, carrying her away to the celestial realms. Time, the great healer and revealer, spun its patient web. One day, a fisherman found the lost signet ring in the belly of a great fish. News of the discovery reached Dushyanta, and as his fingers closed around the familiar ring, memory surged back like a tidal wave. He remembered the forest, the sweet glances, the promises whispered under ancient trees. Agonized by guilt and yearning, he set out in search of his lost love. Far away, in a hermitage blessed by the gods, Shakuntala lived in quiet sorrow, cradling the child she had borne, Bharat, a boy of prodigious courage and charm, destined to rule the world. The animals of the forest were his playmates, even the fiercest beasts softened under his touch. It was there that Dushyanta found her, radiant as ever, her beauty matured by sorrow, her heart clothed in quiet dignity. Overwhelmed, he fell at her feet, begging forgiveness. The gods themselves bore witness to their reunion, and all the wrongs were righted by love's enduring flame. In time, Bharat grew into a mighty king, whose name would echo through the corridors of time, for the land itself would be called Bharatvarsh, in honor of his greatness. Thus did love, though battered by destiny, curse, and time, triumph in the end, proving that the bonds woven by true hearts cannot be severed, even by the gods themselves. And so, in the gardens of memory, where sorrow and joy bloom side by side, the tale of Shakuntala and Dushyanta endures, an eternal song of love, loss, and redemption, whispered on every breeze and painted in the colors of every sunset. Like, share and let us know your thoughts on this video in the comments. Subscribe for more such videos.